This is Rob Marchant from Clive Emson, Land and Property Auctioneers, and this is the retreat at Ower, situated off of the A36. A useful stream here with some grazing and pasture land in front, and up a track to the property. Got around 6 acres, and that includes some fishing lakes, and the owners earned income from the fishing lakes and also on-site camping. True to say, there's great scope and potential to expand on both sides of the business here, if that's what somebody wanted to do. The current owners have very much run it as a sort of part-time venture to suit themselves, but there is scope and potential commercially to expand that side of things if that's what the new owners want to do. So let's head on round and have a look at what we've got, including the lovely chalet accommodation here at the retreat. It's believed that the land and lakes were originally part of the Paultons estate, which is not too far away, with formal gardens based around the lakes. Albeit when the current owners bought it, the whole thing was rather overgrown, and they've done a great deal of work to restore it to a very attractive spot and location. In front of us is one of the lakes. This one isn't at the moment used for commercial fishing, in that it opens up onto the owner's accommodation, which is just away behind the island there. But there is scope and potential for all 3 lakes to be commercially fished if that's what the new owners wanted to do. Plenty of carp in here. There in the distance is the owner's chalet accommodation, which we'll head round and look at in a bit more detail in a moment. So here we are at the far end of the site on that main lake, looking up towards the living accommodation. And as we come round to the top end of the site, we've got the gravel path leading on down to the living accommodation, or the track which runs round to the parking area. So as mentioned, we've got this lovely 2-bedroom chalet style living accommodation. Lovely decked area here in front, and beautiful outlook over one of the lakes. Lovely place to sit and watch the world go by. Gravel car parking area. And as mentioned, 2-bedroom living accommodation. We'll nip inside and have a look at that in a moment. So again, to give a view back over the lake and then back towards the living accommodation. Really is a lovely place to sit with a cup of tea or a glass of something and watch the world go by. Let's head inside and have a look at the internal accommodation. So moving inside, lovely internal accommodation, very attractive kitchen and living room. The wood burner down at the far end. Go over the lake at the front. Very nicely fitted. There are 2 bedrooms, one at either end of the building. Both have got ensuite shower facilities. And a view out over the farmland beyond. And then here at the right hand end of the building, we've got this slightly larger bedroom which opens directly out onto this lovely decked area. Double doors again out onto the lake at the front, and then once again in the corner we've got an ensuite shower room. So that's the internal accommodation. And so now from the far side of the living accommodation, looking back towards the track and the car park, you can get a view of the size of this main lake with the island in the middle. So let's head round and have a look at what the living accommodation has got to offer from the front. So moving away from the living space, we've got this second lake coming into view. Space to go across the bridge and walk up between if required. Again, a central island is a feature of this this lake, which is a little bit smaller than the one we've just been looking at, but not by a huge amount. And just behind us, as we're looking at the lakes away to the east, we've got this lovely outlook over farm and grazing land situated away to the east of the site. So as we move away from that view and carry on round, see the vestiges here of probably what very attractive formal gardens back in the day when this was all attached to the Paultons estate. And then we've got the larger lake again at the far end, on the southern end of the site. Let's get a view there through the trees before it opens on up. What a lovely view over the lake, which, as mentioned, is used semi-commercially. People are able to book and come here and do a day's fishing, but the current owner will be the first to admit that he's not really exploited that commercial potential. So there is a great deal of scope, and somebody could, if they wanted to, really take that on to another level. Lovely open feel to this lake down at the far end of the site. And to help you get your bearings, we're now looking back over towards the entrance where the commercial camping was taking place that we showed right at the beginning of the video. And we're now down at the far end of this, the largest of the three lakes, working our way round at the southern end of the site, boundary just away there. To our left, now we've come right the way around, almost in a circle, but again the camping activity away there as we head back towards where we started and came in. And so now finally we're back almost to where we came in. So we look out over the larger of the lakes. Back round towards the entrance. As mentioned earlier, there are various paths and bridges that run between the lakes. Possible to walk between them if required. So a last look around as we head back towards the entrance. Back up towards the first couple of lakes in the owner's accommodation. As we come back round, as mentioned, the current owners have done some on-site camping. Scope and potential to expand on that if somebody wanted to, and of course subject to any additional consents that might be required. And there we are, come pretty much full circle. Back round to the signpost at the entrance. So in summary, it's the retreat at Ower, just on 6 acres of land, 3 larger lakes and a couple of smaller ponds. Scope and potential for home and income, if that's what the new owners are looking for, or perhaps a larger element of commercial venture. Do with it what you will, but buy it from us first. It's available in the next Clive Empson online land and property auction.